Hi there, this is Elizabeth from the Community Library, and for today's Book Buzz, I'm going to be talking about some new science fiction and fantasy books that have just come out in the past few months that I am really excited about. So, personally, I read a lot of science fiction and fantasy, and in the library, I also am involved in selecting what books we add to the collection for those genres. So, these are just a few brand new ones that I'm really excited about, and I hope you'll check out. So the first book is called Sorrowland by River Solomon. Fleeing from the strict religious compound where she was raised, Vern, in the safety of the forest, gives birth to twins, and to keep her small family safe, unleashes incredible brutality far beyond what a person should be capable of. Now, I've read The Deep by River Solomon, and they write a lot of kind of speculative fiction, and Sorrowland in particular is kind of a horror slash thriller slash almost dystopia that examines the effects of trauma and also the impacts of medical experimentation. I would say it's pretty similar to Octavia E. Butler's Fledgling, if you've read that one, or kind of in a way to The Handmaid's Tale, kind of like that storyline. So the next book is Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. So in Project Hail Mary, Ryland Grace is a sole survivor on a desperate last chance mission. And if he fails, humanity and the earth itself will perish. Except that right now, he doesn't know that. He can't even remember his own name, let alone the nature of his assignment or how to complete it. So you've probably seen this one around. This one's one of the bestsellers in science fiction for June. And if you have seen The Martian or read The Martian, Andy Weir also wrote that book. He's written a few books after The Martian, but Project Hail Mary kind of returns to the storylines and the themes of The Martian. So on display is kind of humanity's ingenuity and the power of friendship in the face of loneliness. So the next book is Fugitive Telemetry. It's part of the Murderbot Diaries by Martha Wells. And this one is kind of just a fun shout out because I love the Murderbot Diaries. So one thing to note with this one is that it is the sixth book in the series. You do have to read the first ones to have it kind of make sense, but they're really short novellas. This one is a novella, so it's about 150 pages. But in Fugitive Telemetry, assisting preservation station security when it discovers a murdered body on the premises, Murderbot reluctantly speaks to humans to help identify the victim and determine what happened. So the Murderbot Diaries in a whole, they're about this AI human construct that's a security bot. So its job is to keep humans safe. But in the first book, Murderbot actually hacks itself, and so it's kind of gone rogue. And so it's trying to learn how to be a person and figure out like what it wants to do. All it really wants to do is watch TV, but it ends up kind of making friends and finding a family along the way. But I find it really fun, so if you are interested in that kind of thing, check this series out. Next we have A Master of Jinn by P. Dely Clark. In 1912 Cairo, a new world where the Egyptian Ministry of Alchemy, enchantments and supernatural entities maintains an uneasy peace, the ministry's youngest agent, Fatima, must stop an imposter who threatens to tear apart the very fabric of this new Egyptian society. So this one has a lot of hype behind it. It's kind of like an alternative history of Cairo in 1912. So alternative history usually means like what would have happened if just something's different. So in this case, there is magic added to the history of Cairo. So this one's also very detailed and action-packed. So the next book is A Memory Called Empire by Arkady Martin. And this book is actually from 2019, but the sequel just came out this year, so I thought I would recommend the first book. So after discovering that the previous ambassador in her post may have been murdered, Mahit Desmer arrives in the capital of the Texicalani Empire, determined to find the killer as she hides a secret which may save her station from the Texicalans' desire for expansion. So this is it's a lot of things in one. It's a diplomatic space opera / crime drama / thriller murder mystery. So it's got a lot going on, but it's got a lot of praise, and like I said, the second book just came out. So if you're interested in kind of that route, check a memory called Empire out. So next we have the Jasmine Thrown by Tasha Suri. So one is a vengeful princess seeking to dispose her brother from his throne. The other is a priestess searching for her family. Together they will change the fate of an empire. So this is the first book in a new series. It just came out in June. When I was reading the description, it's inspired by kind of the history and epics of India. And a lot of it kind of reminded me of, if you've ever seen BBC's Merlin series. So one of the characters is royalty, and the other character is trying to hide their magic. And once the royal person that is royalty finds out, they have to work together and change the fate of an empire. So I was really intrigued by that. And it talks a lot about the value and danger of love in a world of politics and power. So it's pretty intriguing. And lastly, we have Clara and the Sun by Kazu Ishiguro. So waiting to be chosen by a customer, an artificial friend programmed with high perception observes the activities of shoppers while exploring fundamental questions about what it means to love. Now, this is by the author of the book Never Let Me Go. That was really popular. And it kind of is in the same vein as that book, where it examines the near future, where some things are just a little off or a little dystopian. And it's reflective and kind of vaguely futuristic, and also kind of imagines what life might be like in the very near future. And that's all I had for today, so thanks for watching. I have our contact information there. Our website is communitylib.org. And like I said, thanks for watching.